Welcome to FCTV's Poetic License, June 2022. My name is Donna Scheer, and tonight's suggested theme is Schools Out for the Summer. A warm welcome and heartfelt thank you to Tony Sedera, our new producer for Poetic License. And thank you, FCTV, for providing high quality programming, such as The Conversation, a program about equity and racial justice with a local focus. The Reverend Will Mebane and Angela Scott Price are the hosts and are happy to present their 20th episode this month. Scott McGann, health agent for Falmouth, keeps us informed about COVID with a briefing every Friday. FCTV will once again be offering in-house summer animation camps for school-age kids who will learn 2D and 3D animation and stop-action animation in July and August. Classes are filling up, so go to fctv.org to sign up. And if you've ever thought about trying your hand at video skills, while you're at fctv.org, click Training on the headline bar. It will take you to a catalog of many educational courses you can take to train in videography-related topics. I have my eye on one called Smartphone Videography in August. Some of the courses are free, some require a fee, but if you are an FCTV member, there is a huge member discount on most of the classes. It's a marvelous deal. A single membership is still only $30 a year. And now, performers, the paramount portion of the evening. Your creative shares. When I read your name, unmute your mic. Please repeat your name. Everyone has a 4-minute time slot. I'm going to start us off tonight. Again, my name is Donna Scheer. As of this taping, school is almost out for the summer here in our town of Falmouth. God bless all the teachers who pour their hearts and their souls into taking care of their classes. My poem, Kindergarten Teacher, shares a fond memory of a lesson I used to teach about making friends in kindergarten. Kindergarten Teacher. My 5-year-old self reaches out and teaches the way I once needed to learn. Crisscross applesauce, circle on the rug, pass a basket of rocks. Don't peek, it will be the perfect one. Find a partner, 1, 2, 3, sit eye to eye and knee to knee. Pair share what your eyes spy, colors, shapes, sizes of your rock. Close your eyes and feel with your fingers. Smell your rock. What does it smell like? If you could taste the rock, don't really taste it. Imagine, savor the flavor. Now, hold it up to your ear, and your rock will tell you its name. They gasp as I jumble the pile. Don't worry, you know your rock. In turn, each stretches without error to reclaim their new pebble friend. Okay, hey, hello everybody. I'm looking at my list and I noticed that Lisa Cantor is our first sharer tonight. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Donna. Hi, everyone. So funny to hear your story, your poem about your kindergarten teacher and the rocks, the pebbles, because it reminded me of my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Wynn. So I'll just pay tribute for a moment to Mrs. Wynn, who was also my then older brother's kindergarten teacher before me, 5 years before I came along. And that meant that my mother was pregnant with me when he was in kindergarten. And at recess, the story goes that he would go to the play yard and there was a large boulder and he would sit on that boulder. And when asked by Mrs. Wynn, "What are you doing?" he said, "I'm trying to hatch a chicken." And it was in lieu of that chicken that he ended up with a little sister. So I think the idea of gestation was on his mind, and I wasn't quite what he had in mind, but there you go. So it reminded me of Mrs. Wynn, of beloved memory. So I think I'll start, actually, I hadn't been able to come up with something for this prompt, though I tried and tried. And then it occurred to me, why not read something, really my first remembered poem that I wrote when I was in school. So I actually remembered this poem that I committed to memory in 10th grade that I wrote in Mrs. Stanhope's class. We were studying, as you may know, alliteration, and it went like this. Whispering wintry winds, winding and twisting and humming, shivering spines of restless widows by windows whose wishes dare wander, wandering while others sleep soundly, not minding the mellowness of wintry nights spent sighing alone. So that's my first share. I will tell you that it didn't end well in Mrs. Stanhope's class, sadly, though she redeemed herself to me later in the year. She did accuse me of plagiarizing the poem. And so she quizzed me at the end of the recitation, which we all had to do in class, asking me to tell her which word precisely came before whispering. And what of the wind? You know, she quizzed me, and I had written it like the night before. I had no idea. So anyway, but she apologized later. So thank you, Mrs. Wynn in kindergarten and Mrs. Stanhope in 10th grade. And then I thought I would just share one more little tidbit, which is a germ of a thought for a poem, but the poem's yet to be written. And I thought we're all good friends by now, so I would share this with you. And it's called Wednesday. At this point, it's called Wednesday. While walking Wednesday afternoon, absorbing the warm early summer sun, absorbed in the deeply complex and disquieting maze of my mind, that interior place somehow painful and pleasurable all at once, I tripped over a root that broke my stride. A subterranean limb that defied the odds, lobbing its will skyward, pressing its way up against the asphalt and breaking my path in an insistent effort to join its natural surrounds. I righted myself, looked about, and found that I'd forgotten something terribly important. My foot. Well, more accurately, both of my feet. It seems I had forgotten them altogether. Though many years of walking had led me many places, and with age I'd begun to consider myself wise, it became apparent I'd completely forgotten to use my eyes in a downward cast. I'd been moving too fast to acknowledge something so pedestrian as the base of my legs, foundation for my stride. And now the oak tree told me to open my eyes wide. It seems I'd missed the whole point. So that I'll work on that and try to make it into more of a poem, but that's where I am so far. And really, I just wanted to see all your smiling faces, so that's why I logged on today.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. I like the alliteration. That poem hasn't lost any of its power over the years. Of course, you haven't been out of 10th grade that long, I know. So,
you know, a smattering of years later.
and by the way, I was the kindergarten teacher. That was one of my, I was a kindergarten teacher for many, many years. And it was one of my favorite jobs I've ever had.
Did anyone ever hatch a chicken in the play yard?
No one did, but they did sing, they did put on shows out on the playground and use wood chips as tickets. So it was great. I loved it. Love, love, love. Go Jackson! Yippee, John!
That button there. Okay. Prologue. Stories that we know so well, self-selected by comfort and fear. The tales we love to tell are the stories which we want to hear. Imagine the opportunity bold of speaking without defending, telling the stories that never get told, the lessons of no happy ending. My name is John Jackson, and my usual muse is limericks of protest. There's been a fair amount of protestable stuff going on in the past month. And for a while, I thought I had so much news-oriented limericks that I didn't have time to write anything about school. Unfortunately, I had stuff about school. There is no excuse, simply none, for an angry young man with a gun. If an innocence end meant a strong Second Amendment, would you want your child to be one? What do you feel when policeman appears? Gratitude, respect, or just fears? For a Black man, the latter. Despite Black Lives Matter, George Floyd has been dead for 2 years. State of Texas, country USA, hosts the convention of the NRA. Proposed arming each school, but only a fool would think guns will make guns go away. Televised congressional hearing. Trump will watch, but he will not be cheering. My guess is that then he will watch CNN, not Fox, where it won't be appearing. The committee showed us many things. The puppet riot when they followed the strings, to a man so empowered and a nation deflowered, unconstitutional divine right of kings. Their arrogance is truly outrageous till they sicken with COVID that plagues us. It's schadenfreude, but I'm really annoyed because now they're both wrong and contagious. Google's chatbot's alive, that's in quotes. But more than one programmer notes, it's made for enduring the test of Alan Turing. Can it pick squares with pictures of boats? The party of Lincoln, yeah, I know, mostly gone like the dodo and dino. Our grandsires so wise would not recognize the party of Trump is the rhino. Biden's fading without a succeeder. Where's Kamala when we really need her? We've got politicians, but we don't have our missions. What the left really needs is a leader. Thank you.
John, yay. Wow. 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 I hope you're sending these out. You know, what you write is so timely. I wish you had a conduit that you could just shoot it to them in a friendly way, and you know, so that the greater world could hear what you have to write about. Because a limerick is something short enough that it holds people's attention, but it's so powerfully packed. You really get a lot of bang for your buck when you understand the limerick. So I encourage you to share them.
Well, thank you. I will continue to do so.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Jerry Reed, Patricia's been moved in the lineup. So Jerry, you are up next, my friend. How you doing?
Hey, Donna, I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Summertime's here, right?
Summertime.
Okay, let me just share this. Yep, okay. So this is a song that I wrote inspired by the sea breeze, and not necessarily about school coming out, but it is about kind of the tranquility of the sea breeze, just kind of grounding people after whatever it is that they're going through, and just kind of feeling grounded by the sea breeze. So I hope you like it, and just give me the thumbs up if you can hear it. Trouble I seen, trouble I found me. A rock and a hard place I've been in between. Puzzle when I think I've fallen behind. But at the end of the tunnel I found lights. The sea breeze has got me. The sea breeze has got me. The sea breeze has got me. It's soothing. Everybody been waiting for the time of their life. Working to the bone, working for a bone. People come and go in and out of your life. Reflections change, but the memories remain. But the sea breeze has got me. The sea breeze has got me. The sea breeze has got me. It's soothing. Right now, there are no questions. Right now, there are no answers. Cause the sea breeze has got me. The sea breeze has got me. The sea breeze has got me. It's soothing.
Yay! That's got such a nice bounce to it, you know? I felt like I was in a hammock, you know, watching the ocean and hearing the music at the same time. That was really nice. I like that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Jerry, go find yourself a hammock. That is so great. Let's see. Sue Beth Carlson is not here tonight, but she has set some beautiful words for us to listen to. Tony's going to help us out with that. Sue, we miss you.
Listening to the speakers at the March for Our Lives rally in DC, as I researched charities that help prevent gun violence and prepared a letter to my congressman about ways to heal our dysfunctional democracy, I realized I'm finally able to cry. Tears of sadness that felt dried up from all the other tears, and tears of hope as I listen to these, especially young people. And so from all that was born this poem. It's called Kind of Light. Kind of light. Senseless are the word bullets dipped in a gaslight that explode from the automatic weapons of division. Instead, collaboration glowing in the natural light of sensible science and spirit sees compassion multiply.
Oh, that was beautiful. That must have been a powerful thing to go to DC and march with other people. Um, I wish you were with us, Sue Beth Carlson, but our paths will cross again. Hopefully next month we'll see you again. Okay. Patricia Austin, it is your turn, my friend.
All righty. Well, I often am the one who has the serious poems about all the stuff going on. But tonight, school is out and it's summer, as you said. So I just have two poems that are rather whimsical, silly poems about things we might find in nature in the summer. Okay. First poem is called The Eye of a Fly. What's seen by the multiple eye of a fly? Do we know how? Do we know why? What if the reason for the legion fly eye is to see all dimensions that go angling by? Could that mean the flies, the most privileged of creatures, able to see all with no need of teachers? Suddenly appearing from seemingly nowhere, reviewing reality through midair, transparent. Inside and outside and up, down, around, the fly seems delighted by wherever it grounds, from the light in the kitchen to the skin of your forearm. It delicately maneuvers with whimsical charm. Does the fly's joyful flitting from hand to the salad render belief in its evil utterly invalid? Since that's what we do, we demonize the tiny to blame cruel demise on necessity to stymie. So anyway, that's one. The other one is, and some of you may have heard this, but I haven't recited this in such a long time. I love it. Let's hope I can remember it. It's called Life Among the Giants. From those who live among the giants, one might expect complete compliance and not instead yawning defiance accompanying entitled reliance. Thus is the nature of feline dance. Susceptible giants fall entranced, wishing to please and appease each glance, delighted by a destructive prance. Actions of cats among the giants must not be seen as maleficence. Maleficence, causing captors to withdraw their grants and toss them out among shrubs and plants to fend with ferals, grubs, and ants, and end upon coyotes' lance. For from the time of the pharaoh hence, cats have been man's best defense against insidious arrogance, having scaled the top of nature's fence, and in spite of disobedience, thinking the mother takes no offense at behavior clearly malevolent, man lives to wreak more hindrance. Why no earthly retaliance? Maybe 'cause cats crave his presence. Perfect to pause up. Benevolence through unconditional acceptance. That's it for me.
Yay, thank you, Patricia. You know, I love a good ode to a common thing. That poem you wrote about the fly was absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful. You're in good company with people who write about common things that you wouldn't ordinarily think about. How do you feel? How do you feel performing in a lighter vein tonight?
Good. because it just seems like everything around us is not really light at this moment. But I will say I'm really glad that John, you did so many of those wonderful limericks, because if I don't know how everyone feels, but I think we're very lucky that we have these hearings going on, and so I'll let them be the speakers at this point about what's happening in our world. So anyway.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. My goodness, we have a small group tonight, small but lovely. So I'm going to close this evening with one more poem. It's called General Approval. And General Approval. George Washington, from high on the wall, presides over our fidgets and figuring as we sweat at the blackboard. Miss Anthony of the over-permed hair has a penchant for falling asleep at her desk, harbors kindness in her third grade teacher heart. She sees my shy creativity, invites me to decorate the classroom bulletin board. All week I twitter and hatch my plan. On heavy paper, I draw backyard birds, then crayon, snip, and hang them in flight on the green-gray cork. Early in the morning, I gather pieces of the field from the empty lot next door, wild grasses, branches of bittersweet, milkweed pods. Together, we frame the aviary in outdoor splendor. Depart for the weekend, the masterpiece as yet unveiled. Monday's door opens on enchantment. The milkweed pods have burst. Above the ink-welled desks in the silvery light of high windows, silken floss fairies escape to dance and curtsy, while Washington bows to my unexpected magic and pins a medal on Miss Anthony. Oh, that's a very good memory for me. I was glad I had the opportunity to write about it. Well, my goodness, this edited performance, as you know, will be shown on FCTV's channel 13, as well as its YouTube channel. And I've recently learned that you will soon be able to watch FCTV via Roku and Apple TV with an FCTV app. Woohoo! Friends who are watching, if you would like to be a performer, please reach out to us. You can sign up by texting Tony. His email is Tony at fctv.org. Our next poetic license will be the fourth Thursday in July, July 23rd. The suggested theme for July will be freedom. Freedom. Thank you again, Tony. Nice to have you aboard. Thank you, wonderful performers. I love you one and all, and I appreciate your captivating collaboration. So until next time, be well and shine on.